Dan Illman, Matt Bernie are kicking off the late pick 4 at Santa Anita on Thursday with the DRFBets race of the day. Race number 5, we're going a mile on the turf, Calbred filly and mare, maiden special weights. You can play this pick 4. You can play the whole Santa Anita card with a DRFBets account. Sign up is easy at bets.drf.com, and on sign up you get to double your action. You get to bet 100 and you get 100. Here's the field for race number 5, again kicking off that late pick 4 at the Great Race Place on Thursday. You can access free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order. Matt beginning with a long layoff runner, the number 1 La La Land, trying turf for the first time.
Yeah, and in many ways, a horse like La La Land would be one that I'm a little bit intrigued with in a race like this, because this one, it's pick your poison, where, there's issues with all these horses. But I take a look, and Calf Wayne only about 6% with the first-time turf runners. This one is a half to a good horse called Motown Man. Many people will probably remember him. He was a stakes winner, predominantly on the main track, but he did win 2 races on the turf. The question now is just, boy, he's been gone for so long. Is this horse going to be ready to go off such a long layoff, and can he even step on the grass?
Expecting her to see a little bit of speed off of the layoff, especially since she's stretching out in distance with an aggressive jockey like Rafael Bejarano aboard, but I wish there was just a little bit more turf. You mentioned Calf Wayne. Hasn't had a lot of success with first-time turf runners. The dam has foaled 4 turf starters, the only winner being the aforementioned Motown Men. I want to see one off the layoff. I wouldn't be surprised if the connections would like to see brief speed, maybe holding on a little bit in the lane with an even performance, something to build on for next time. The number 2 is Zalinda, and Zalinda is a 16-time maiden. They're putting blinkers back on, and the last turf try with blinkers came way back in July at Del Mar, and she just went too fast on the lead that day before paying the price. She's the kind of horse, I'm not sure if Bruce Headley's figured out the right distance for her, but I guess Zalinda can be forwardly placed off a little bit of a layoff, adding the blinkers.
And there are worse places to be in a race where, at this point, the fillies and mares competing, they don't seem to really have a lot of will to win. So there's worse places to be than out there toward the front end. But having said that, they've tried this before with her. They've tried this longer race with blinkers on. Didn't work. And I have a difficult time sitting here and just assuming that start number 17 is going to be the magic time that all of a sudden she turns it around.
I'm very worried about the number 3 Weather Market in this race for trainer Michael Pender. Bottom of this family, all dirt. Dam was grade 2 placed going long on the dirt. Weather Market's a half to a stakes winning dirt sprinter, but it just appears that the unusual heat on top trumps that, and this is a turf mare. While she was beaten for the Open Maiden claiming 2 starts back, I'd argue that was a tougher race by far than this one. The winner of that race, Madaket Sunset, came back to run second in an 1X with an 86 buyer speed figure. And the last time Weather Market ran against Calbred only competition, she ran a really good runner-up effort. I think Weather Market's going to work out a good mid-pack trip here, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if she graduates.
This is also one of those sneaky moves that I've always been a fan of, when there's a horse in for a tag and then the connections think enough to protect. Now, who knows? This could be an issue with the condition book where maybe there wasn't a maiden claiming race on the grass. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's still, to me, a little bit of a positive sign. They're getting back to the grass. They don't necessarily want to lose her. I've gone down this road in the past with her, and she's burned me. Having said that, this field is not spectacular. I think she is one of those legitimate contenders in here.
The number 4 is Radish, and let's be honest, she's just not lived up to her pedigree. Her dam was Group 3 placed on turf overseas. She's a full sister to a multiple stakes winner on synthetic, and if you really want to look at it, she herself is already multiple stakes placed. She's a broodmare. She's also 0 for 25. I usually don't like to question Doug O'Neill or any trainer because they know far more than me. I just don't know why they tried start number 25 against winners last time out. It was a race in which she really had no shot. You go back 2 starts at this level, she got beat in the neck with a pretty good effort.
Yeah, I mean, the tough thing with Radish has always been she is there, she's there, she's there. She just can't get over the hump. The speed figures are there, the connections are there, the pedigree is there, and like you say, she's been a little bit of a disappointment from a pedigree standpoint. it's almost like just a rule in my head. If Radish is in, I gotta try to beat her. I gotta find somebody at over 25. I think she's right there. I'm expecting a second place finish again.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race because, let's be honest, you probably want to be on the lead. Side cheering is on the lead. You've got a horse coming off a year layoff sitting second. You've got an 0 for 16 horse sitting third. It just looks like a good situation for side cheering. The question is, does side cheering want to race on the turf? Her sire did. Acclamation's gotten off to a good start, 5 for 31. That's about 16% with first-time turf runners. My main problem is the Damsfold 4 turf runners, none of them have won, and this family is a lot of dirt.
And that's what turned me off, because initially when I looked at her, I said, you know what, this is the kind of horse, to me, in a race like this, is just screaming to say, look, you might get a decent number on this horse too, and she might be the one that goes out there. If she's not outright on the lead, maybe she sits just off the one. The acclamation piece I liked, and then like you said, I looked at the pedigree on the bottom, and there's just not much there as far as turf is concerned in the immediate family and even in the deeper sort of family going back. And it was so little that it made me look at it and say, you know what, I just need to see if she can even stand up on the turf.
The number 6 is Smoothie, a full sister to the stakes-winning turf runner Smooth It. And really, Smoothie's done nothing wrong in 3 turf sprints. She's going to stretch out around 2 turns for the first time in her career. Last time out, she advanced really kind of early to make a 4-wide bid on the turn before flattening out. It's her 3rd start of the form cycle. This one, like Radish, is trained by Doug O'Neill, and it wouldn't be a surprise if she's a little bit closer to the pace and is right on top of the leaders turning into the lane.
You know, another one, it's hard to love her at 0 for 7 thus far, and she's burned money in basically every one of her starts. But if I'm trying to take a positive look or a positive spin on her, it's that, okay, she's going to stretch out to 2 turns for the first time. Maybe the distance isn't actually what she wants, but I'm going to take the approach that, you know what, she's not going to have to go as fast as she's been accustomed to going early on, still to establish nice early speed. I think she's up there sitting just off those other couple horses, the 1 and the 5. And if she can handle the distance, I think she has as good a chance as anyone to graduate.
Completing the field is the number 7, La Guapa Veloz, who drew a lousy post position for her career debut going down the hill last month. She drew the rail, she didn't break, and she kind of finished evenly. All in all, a good learning effort. Now she's stretching out in distance. She's got some European stamina on the bottom of her pedigree. And let's be honest, this really isn't the strongest field in the world. I think she can improve. I may wait for start number 3 before I bet her.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I mean, look, this is not a great field, as we've made mention a number of times in here. Drayden Van Dyke sees fit to take the mount here. Pipey's horses are usually pretty solid, second out of the bench as far as maidens are concerned. I think this is just an interesting spot. Again, I don't totally disagree with the idea that she may not be great, but at the same time, look, you don't have to be great to win in this field.
And that might be why my selection is my selection. As we put up my top picks for this race, 26 time the charm for the number 4 Radish. No chance against winners last time out. Thought she ran well going down the hill 2 starts back. Maybe needs a little bit more pace, but I'm going 4-6. I want a Radish Smoothie.
I like that. That's pretty slick. The way that I looked at it was, those are the 2 horses that I was most interested in, and at the end of the day, I'm not really interested in Radish. Radish is just that kind of horse for me. I think she's a career maiden at this point. On the flip side, Smoothie, at least, if you're trying to be kind, and you need to try to be kind to make the case that she's doing something she's never done before, and she should work out a decent trip. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. She has the highest last out buyer in the field with a 69. I'll take a shot with her. I went 6-4-5-7.
I went 4-6-3-2. I want to use a little bit of weather market in this pick 4, but I'm hoping that Radish finally turns up a winner. Race number 5 at Santa Anita kicks off the late pick 4, 1 mile on the turf. You can play the race with a DRFBets account. Sign up and double your action immediately. Bet 100, get 100 with DRFBets. Ready, set, bet. An approximate post time for race number 5 at the Great Race Place on Thursday, 3 o'clock Pacific. Best of luck.